And he said to them, "It is not for you to know the times or dates the Father has set by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." After he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and the cloud hid him from their sight. Okay, that's Acts chapter 1, verses 7 through 9. Listen, when I read this, it makes me think of that scene at the very end of the first Matrix. Do you remember that? When Neo was just taken up after he got off the payphone. You know, God is so miraculous and amazing. Because those movies like The Matrix, movies like that really depict what actually can happen once the Holy Spirit comes upon you, or even just with God's hand on you. There's nothing that we can't do. It's so empowering to think about that. And to use your power for good. I used to have an uncle who used to always tell me, use your power. He used to always say that. And it's probably because I was always into those movies where the characters and the main character were more than how they presented. They were more than just the average person. And a lot of times they didn't know it. A lot of times they tried to blend in, and a lot of times they tried to go with the grain and not against it. But as much as they fought to blend in, they always came out. They always burst out. And if you have power, if you have influence, use it for good. Use your power for good. That's what I started to say as I got a little bit older. I was like, you know what? All right, if I want to use my power, I got to use it for good. Got to use it for the right reasons. And I'll share this story with you. I remember when I was in college, I went to this audition for The Voice. You know, NBC's The Voice. And I had a really good experience because they asked me back. It was a callback. I remember singing these songs, and, you know, I dressed really nicely, and, you know, I had good feedback from the songs that I chose. So they asked me back. The second time that I went back, I think it was maybe 3 days later or maybe a week later, I remember getting on that bus, and I remember my eye itching. And it was itching so bad that when I would scratch it, it became swollen, and it became tender and almost bruised, to the point where I got to New York City at the Javits Center, and I couldn't perform to the best of my ability because I couldn't really see out of my left eye. And I wasn't very presentable, I don't think. It was a distraction for real. But I take that story now, and I'm thankful for it, because I know at that time, I think I would have used my gift, or not even think, I would have used my gift for the wrong purpose. I would have used it for me, and I wouldn't have used it for God. I wouldn't have used it for the right reasons. I wouldn't have used it for good. I would have used it to puff myself up. So I'm so thankful that that happened to me. And now, it makes me go, use your power for good, and be aware that things happen, like God is real, and that things out here in the world are real. Like there's things like spiritually speaking, that are real. And I would hate to be the one to ignore that, or to act as if it doesn't exist. Even if it means that I stood out a little bit, or I went against the grain, because, you know, God is real, and the circumstances and the things that He has for me are very real. So, you know, step into that, Isaiah, is what I would say, and to really explore what that actually means and what my assignment actually is on this earth. And then get to it. Get to it. And don't be afraid of the opposition. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, hit a like or give me a comment, share, tell me what you think. Either way, it's another Ask Showell. I'm gonna come up with this, and it's another Ask Showell, and I'm gonna start talking about some more things next week, next time, okay? Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.